Hey guys, welcome back to Maxim Automation. Today in this video, we're going to see how to maintain your object repository using XML files. In one of our last session, we have used YAML files to work as object repository. The drawback of that YAML file is you cannot specify the locator type. The only locator type which you are using is XPath. We were creating the XPath for a locator even if that locator has an ID or name or other attribute. So we were creating the XPath by using the ID for those elements. Now to access the element using different locator types like ID, name, XPath, class name, and other available locators, we need to use some other mechanism to store the objects. So one of the mechanism which we can use is an XML file. We can store our objects in XML files where we can provide the locator type and locator value. So let's first add an XML file. And before that, I'll rename the existing object repository file. And after that, I'm going to add a new file called object.xml. So the file has been created. And now let's write our objects into this XML file. First of all, I'll insert the XML declaration. And then I'll add the root element. So under this root element, I'm going to create our object repository by using the page name and then the locator name. And then the locator name will contain the node for locator type and locator value. So first, let's create the page node, which is the home page. And then under the page node, let's create the object node. So here the object or locator is a search text box. Inside this locator node, now we can add two nodes. One is for locator type, which will contain the type of locator, and the other one is locator value, which will contain the value of the locator. Now here you can see that the search text box elements contains the ID attribute. So now we can use the ID instead of XPath to create our element. So I'm going to provide the locator type as ID. And then I'll copy the ID value. Similarly, I'll add another node for another object inside the home page, that is submit button. And again, inside the submit button, I'm going to add two nodes. One is for locator type and the other one is for locator value. So here we don't have any ID or other attributes. So I'm going to use the XPath for the same. So the locator type will be XPath and the value will be the XPath value. After that, for a new page, I'm going to create a new node under the root node. And the next page is the result page. Inside the result page, I'm going to add the object which lies under the results page. So the first object is Selenium book link. And inside that, I'll again add locator type and locator value node. So this object also contains the XPath, and I'm going to provide the locator type as XPath and will copy the XPath value against the locator value node. Then I'm going to add another object, book price element, inside the result page node. And we'll add the values for this object as well. After that, let's create a new page node for the checkout page. And under the checkout page, let's add an object for the buy button. So here this buy button contains the name attribute, which can be used as a locator type, as Selenium provides to search for an element by using name. So I'll provide the locator type as name, and then I'll add the locator value as purchase. Similarly, I'll add another object under the checkout page, that is the details button. So this button also contains name attribute. So we are going to search for this element using the name locator. Here also, I have added the locator type as name and the locator value as details. So this is how we can store our objects inside an XML file. Now, the next thing is to write code to read the XML and to retrieve the locator type and locator value for a given object. So let's go to the library, and then under the variable folder, I'm going to create the class to read the values from the XML file. So here we have an existing object properties class, which reads the object values from the YAML file. And now I'm going to add a new class named as object repository. So inside this class, I'm going to create a method which will help us to build the locator to find the element on the web page by reading the values from the XML file. So the method which I'm going to create is build locator, which will take the object name as an input. So here the object name which I'm going to pass is basically the page name dot locator name. So I need to split the page name and locator name by using the dot. The first value after splitting is page name, and the second value will be the locator name. After that, we need to read our XML file to get the locator value and type for a given object. So we need to use a parser to parse an XML file. And for that, Java provides many ways to parse XML file. Today, we are going to use the DOM parser. The DOM is document object model, which uses nodes to represent the HTML or XML document as a tree structure. So the DOM parser basically works on the entire XML document, loads it into memory, and constructs a tree representation of the document. In DOM, everything in XML file is basically a node. So let's see how to use it to parse our XML file. So first, we need to create an object of document builder factory by using document builder factory dot new instance. This defines a factory API that enables applications to obtain a parser that produces DOM object trees from XML documents. And this is available under Java x.xml.parsers package. Also, please make sure that you add these dependencies for exercises in your pom.xml file before you start writing the code. After that, I'll create an object of document builder by using document builder factory dot new document builder. So the document builder defines the API to obtain the instance of DOM from XML document. And this is also available under javax.xml.parser package. Then catch the parse configuration exception throws by this method. And then let's add these statement also inside the try catch block to catch any exception like index out of range. After that, create a document object using documentbuilder.parse. And then provide the XML document path, which needs to be parsed. So I'm adding the path of our object repository XML file. This document is available under package org.w3c.dom. And then add the exception thrown by this method. After that, type doc.getDocumentElement.normalize. And after that, let's create an object of node list. And we'll get the node by using doc.getElements by tag name. And then pass the page name. So this will return our page node. As we have unique pages in our object repository, so only a single node will get returned. Import the package org.w3c.dom.nodelist. Then create an element object by using nlist.item. As we have only a single node in nlist, so we can use the index value as 0. Import the package org.w3c.dom.element. And then cast the node to the element object. Now we need to get the locator value and locator type. And to do that, first we need to get the locator name node by using element.getElements by tag name and pass the locator name to get the node item. Again, we need to cast locator name node to the element. So this will return our locator node. And then using the locator node, we can get the text of the locator type and value node. To get the locator value node, type .getElements by tag name and pass the node name, which is locator value. And then call getTextContent method to get the text value of the node. So this will return our locator value and will store into this string. Similarly, create a string for locator type as well. And then we'll get its value from the locator type node. Copy the same statement and then change the node value to locator type. So now we have our locator type and locator value with us. Now the next thing which we need to do is to create the Selenium by object using these locator type and value. To create the by object, I am going to create a method called getLocator, which will take input parameter as locator type and locator value, and will return the by object. Import the package org.openqa.selenium to use the by object. After that, I'll create a switch case for locator type. And then based on the locator type, I'm going to create the by object using the locator value. So let's add the first case for ID, which will return the by object using by.id, and will pass the locator value in ID method. Similarly, let's add other cases as well. For name, and then for XPath. You can add other cases as well based on your requirement. Currently, I'm adding only 3 cases and then the default one. In case of default, I'll return null value. You can also throw an exception in case of default value by mentioning that the value provided for locator type is incorrect. Then let's call this method over here and pass the locator type and locator value into this method. Now to store the by object, I'm adding a class variable called byLocator, which will hold our by object. So that's all we need to do to read our XML file and then to create the locator to find the element. Now let's move to the step definition class. So here you can see that currently we are using only XPath to find our elements. Now let's create the object of object repository class so that we can build the locator based on the identifier received from the feature file. As you know that the identifier which we receive is in the form of pagename.objectName. So we'll pass the identifier into the build locator method. And then we'll pass our by object locator into the find element method. Similarly, replace the code on all places to the find elements by using our by object locator. Now let's run the test to see if it works. So the execution has been started. And you can see that the execution is working fine. So this is how you can use the XML file to maintain your object repository. In our next sessions, we'll see another APIs as well used to read or parse an XML file in Java. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel.